All right, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. We're
Hey.
waiting for some more people to get into the room. Let me know. I'm going to go and see how it actually looks since this is my first time looking at it through
Right.
the phone. Yeah, see what we look like. Are we centered? How do we look? Hey, everybody. Come on in the room. Come on in the room.
It haven't popped up on mine yet.
It hasn't popped up.
It's on my thing.
So we're trying to figure this out. We'll be starting in a little bit. Um, This is exciting. I'm excited about it. I guess I have to hold this phone as well, some kind of way. Um, hey, Ashana B Guard. We'll be live in a couple of minutes. Ashana's supposed to be here tonight. That's our lovely co-host as well. Ashana B Guard joined. Can you see me, Ashana? Can you come on? Can you say something? Can I add you into this thing?
I think we can.
How? How can we add you, Ashana B Guard? It's, I'm learning this particular system. I have no clue how to do this at all, but I do see your Shauna B. Guard, you just popped up. I'm about to go. Maybe the only way I can add you is by phone. You want to use your phone for Instagram, and I use my phone for, or you use your phone for Facebook, and I use my phone for Instagram. One of the two.
So we went live, right?
So we are live. We're waiting for people to come in. There's two people in the room. Now there's one person in the room. Ashana is here because this is Love Live, and yes, I can see you. Great, wonderful, appreciate it. We're going to start in a couple of minutes. We're just trying to get people in, trying to figure out how to do it on.
So she has a delay, like a delay.
Oh wow, there's a delay going on. Okay, I don't know what to do about that because all this stuff is new to me. Let's see.
Can you see us on there?
Well,
I can see us right here.
You can see us on here? Okay, good. I see the whole
go
thing.
back to the.
What I don't know how to do is make it live on. You have a delay or we have a delay? I don't know if she have a delay.
Like a delay.
Oh wow, there's a delay. Let me see something. Is it dark like that you can't see us at all?
It could just be my phone though, because I keep my phone dark.
Oh, you keep your phone dark?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. What I don't know how to do is make it live on. Okay. Well, hey. Do you have a delay or we have a delay? I don't know if she has a delay.
That is so funny.
It's so funny. Hey, Ashana. I don't know. So we're trying to see. So if anybody can tell me how to actually do this live on Instagram, I would love to know how to do it. How you do
Go
it?
on Instagram.
I'm on Instagram.
Okay.
Okay.
And then go to. Okay, you gotta get out of that.
Okay.
Go to this.
All right.
We'll click on that.
Uh-huh.
That little plus sign. Click on the plus sign.
All right. Clicking on the plus sign and
right. Slide that over. It's right here to live.
Oh, that was a picture. We're gonna get it together. Okay, we're going live. All right, connecting, and it is now. Okay, we gotta turn this thing around though. Let's see so we can see the both of us live. Oh my goodness, yeah. So this is really, we have to play the camera on both ends. All right, everybody. So we're just gonna start this show tonight. And tonight's show is dealing with, you want to tell the audience who you are and what's
my name
going on
is
tonight?
Marquita Novocain Carter. You can follow me on Instagram at Novocain Carter. You can follow me on Facebook at Marquita Motivated Carter on Facebook, Novocain Carter on Instagram. And tonight we're talking about, have you been ghosted? And what did you do about it? How did it make you feel? Yeah. So that's what we're talking about tonight. So I guess we're going to share a story about a time that we were ghosted.
Yeah, I can definitely
time
do
we're
that.
Ghosted. So we can talk about that.
Okay.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first. Warm it up.
So,
well, I forgot to say who I am. I'm Rosanna Eisen, and this is Love, Lies, and Life. And like you said, tonight's topic is being ghosted. Have you ever been ghosted?
I got ghosted by a guy, but he wasn't worth it. It wasn't like, it didn't hurt my feelings or nothing.
Okay.
It was this guy I knew. He was really, first of all, he was short. But he was like a nice guy. He was short, like really tiny guy. Like I'm 5'1", he was like probably about 5'4".
Okay.
And normally I don't like short guys anyway, just because they're short, and I'm short, and I don't think that. Yeah. Anyway, so we had, ended up linking. We had known each other for a while. We ended up linking up, and when we linked up, and we, we hooked up, right? It wasn't good. So my initial idea was to ghost him anyway.
Okay.
I was gonna ghost him anyway.
Oh wow.
But turns out is that he was still messing with like his ex, whatever. So
Okay.
he kind of ghosted me because of that. So he couldn't juggle the women,
The both of
us. But I
couldn't
blocked
juggle
him
both of you.
anyway
Okay.
because he was so bad in bed that I no longer wanted him to contact me. So I blocked him on Instagram, on Facebook, on my phone,
Wow.
and in any possible way, because I feel like when you become a certain age, like when you're a certain age, I feel like
Keep going. Keep going.
when you're a certain age, I don't want to like have to be sleeping with a guy who doesn't know what he's doing. So it was just so awkward. It was like afterwards, it was just so awkward because it was so bad, and he kept asking me, "How was it?
Oh my God.
Like what's good?" And it was terrible. But he ghosted me, and so like when I actually tried to initially text him, I couldn't text him because he had ghosted me. He had completely blocked me and just disappeared.
Okay.
And then what he would do is after that he came back. And he like hit me up again like 6 months later and was like, "Oh, I was thinking about you and I missed you and I want to see you again." 6 months later.
Wow.
And so then he played this little game like, "Oh, I want to see you," whatever. So I was like, okay. So he ended up hitting me up, and it was like the fried chicken festival or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And so he wanted to come see me. So he came to see me, whatever, like that. And like he was like trying to be all sexual with me, and I wasn't feeling it. So like he kind of was like, "Oh, why you acting like that with me?" Blah, blah, blah. But I didn't want to tell him that, like, he was, like, really bad in bed or whatever.
Oh, wow.
And so, he ended up going to the fried chicken festival. And then he came and told me this story about how, like, he's with the mother of his daughter and how, like, she was cutting up and acting crazy because a girl asked him for his number. Okay. And I was just like, well, you have to be still entertaining her for her to be upset about you, giving a girl your number. So like that whole little situation happened. And then he ghosted me again. And then he did it again. Like then he hit me up like a year later.
Wow.
Which was like this year, trying to like get back with me, like we never was together. We were just like he kept trying to like hook back up, like, "Oh, can I see you? Wow. Can we link?" Whatever like that. So I didn't see him. But I didn't make him send me money. I was like, "Oh, I need money." So if you want to see me, I already need money. So
oh wow.
And so he sent me money, and I went like bought stuff and all that stuff. But I didn't see him because it was just like, for me, my plan was to kind of like have him as like the guy, because he plays games all the time. Okay. Like he was gonna be the guy on my phone where I hit him up for money. I hit him up for things I need.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? Because when you have guys like that, they play games constantly and they mess with multiple women. And so instead of him playing on me, I was like, hey, we could play the game together. Like I'll play on you, and I'll let you think you're playing on, because sometimes you have to pretend to be a fool with a fool.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
That's it. That was an interesting story. Right. Because ghosting is a term that I really heard from younger people. And I'm not saying that I'm so old, because I get it. Ghost means you vanish. You cannot see them. They're right. Invisible. And so, yes. I'll start with me ghosting somebody. And it was just a situation where I did not want to hurt someone's feeling. I did not want to tell them that you're not compatible with me. Right. So, I'm single. I am dating, and one of the people that I found on the dating line, he was like, I'm going to need a ride to meet you or something like that. And at this particular age and this stage in my life, you don't have a car. Like, right. I'm not saying that you have to have material things. Has my car broken down before? I haven't had a car before. I probably haven't had a place to stay before. I'm keeping it real. These are the type of things that happen in life.
In adulthood,
period. So, yeah, but I don't know. It just was rubbing me the wrong way. So we were just not compatible. Like, what are you doing? I'm watching TV. I'm laying down. I'm playing the game. Those are turnoffs for me, totally 100% at this particular age. And if you're out there, the only reason that I ghosted you is because I didn't want to say I'm not attracted to you. I don't see where we can build this empire that I'm trying to build. So therefore, I ghosted you. Now, on the flip side of that, I ghosted somebody, and lo and behold, it happened to me. Now, I'll tell you about this situation. This situation was a guy that I thought was everything. And anybody who knows me, it's difficult for me to like a person or
Right.
date.
I'm
I
like that.
do not. I do not. I repeat, I do not go around looking for anybody. And we had known each other for a little while. I met him once again on the dating site.
Right.
We did not speak the first time for whatever reason. Later I found out that this particular guy was seeing someone or just out of a marriage, or really seeing somebody
Right.
and out of a marriage.
So you were basically like rebounded.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say rebounded because I didn't talk to him.
Okay.
Like a year went by, like time went by, and I just said the reason that I didn't talk to you is because you were probably involved in something, and lo and behold, he was. Now, this is not to bash him. I tell you what, this young man who I will call Sam, because I need to have names, Sam was one of the best non-physical relationships that I have ever had in my life. We were able to talk.
Right.
I was able to tell him things that I probably would not tell any of my girlfriends because he's a man. There's some things that I would talk to a man. It's a different relationship. Some things that you talk to a man about, you would not talk to a woman about.
I agree.
So Sam and I had the greatest time. And then one day, Sam no longer answered the phone. Hey, cuz. Sam no longer answered the phone, and I was like distraught. I was like, is it something that I said? I wanted to apologize. I wanted to find out what was going on because it was such a great relationship. We were developing a friendship, and that's something that I have not been able to do with anybody in a very long time.
So what about the time frame? Like, how long was it?
How long was it? We hit the ground running from the. I didn't really ask him for his phone number. What happened was I was saying, how is the reception where you are? And he was like, it's fine. Here's my number. But I wasn't asking him for his number. I was like, slick move, dude.
Right.
Slick move. So from day one, we began talking. We began, I just was able to share. And I was in a season whereby I normally hide and lick my wounds by myself. I don't let anybody into my relationship, into my life when I'm going through a problem. I deal with things like I guess that's a little superficial, huh? I always think that I should have things together before I approach somebody. But guess what? In a relationship,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
You don't think anything's wrong with that?
I don't think it's, I mean, because I feel like you have to kind of be like comfortable with who you are before you start dating and meeting people, you know?
If that's the case, I'm never going to date.
Okay.
I have a lot of problems that I have in my life. There's a lot of problems that I have in my life. So I will always feel like I'm not talking to him because of there's a problem in my life. I'm never going to find somebody if that's the case. And I decided to step out on faith and do it. And then the guy ghosts me. I'm an adult now. I'm like, oh, I've arrived. I finally arrived. I'm able to talk to this man while I'm broken and express that. And I'm telling you, this man made me feel whole even when I was broken and I had some things going on in my life. Do you hear what I say? I said, this guy made me, by the sound of his voice, his hello. I've never experienced anything like that in my life. Now back to the subject. Have you been ghosted? Then he ghosts me. And I'm like, well, what the heck? We had a great relationship. We had a good friendship. I won't say relationship because it was not physical. You know, I am attracted to him.
I mean, y'all had a relationship with some type. It just wasn't a sexual relationship.
It was not.
You know.
It was not.
It was more emotional.
It was.
You know.
But that's the thing that gets me.
Emotional relationships are way
harder.
harder.
Girl, that's right. The fact that
emotional relationships are harder to break free from because it's like now I care for you deeply.
Right.
You know, versus like sex is like it's an act, right?
Right.
And they do have women who can and will fall in love with that, like, you know, good, you know, sex or whatever, right?
But
I'm not that type of girl. Like, it has to be like a connection.
It has to be a connection. It has to be a connection, and I have to also like you to even talk to you. Like we were able to talk, so
we have to like connect mentally.
Yeah,
you know,
well,
and
that's the thing. He was able to be something that I've never even had with my husband.
Right.
We were able to talk about anything. He was able to see me with my hair all over my head, me just waking up and rolling over in the morning. I'm telling you that he could have been the one, but he ghosted me, and I thought it was me, right? That's what happens when somebody ghosts you, right?
Yeah.
You think it's
Absolutely.
you. You think it's something
You always
that
question like, oh, was it something I said? Was it something
exactly.
I did? You know, but it's kind of like, I also think that comes with maturity, because sometimes guys will do that because they're not mature enough to tell you the truth. Like, you know, I'm not feeling how you're feeling.
Right.
I'm not ready for what you're ready for.
Right.
And so instead of telling you the truth, they just ghost you. You know, because even then, when, you know, a few years ago when I was talking with the guy I was telling you about that ghosted me and kept coming back, he keeps coming back, right?
Well, he ain't a ghost.
And it's like, he is a ghost.
He keep coming back.
He is Casper, because you know Casper. How many movies Casper got? He coming back,
true.
huh?
He come. Oh, he's not really ghosting. This person is like, I don't know.
He's like, he'll disappear for like a year.
Sam, if you're
6
out
months
there,
or a year, and then he'll
come
keep,
back.
you know, he'll keep coming back. But I mean, I feel what you're saying about a guy who like likes you for who you are, because that's a guy that I was, you know, that I'm talking to.
Right.
We're not like, I won't say I'm dating him. We're just kind of like talking. You know, we hang out.
Okay.
Sometimes, and like, you know, he likes me for who I am. He likes me the way I look with no makeup.
Right.
You know, he's not like other guys that be in my DM like, oh, can I meet you at the fountain in Harvey to see if you're really as cute as you are in your pictures in person.
So ridiculous.
I look the exact same way.
I look the exact same way too. I'm a chocolatey treat, honey. A chocolatey treat.
You know what I'm saying? And then like, it's guys like this that's like super cheap. We could talk about that in another show, because I don't like no cheap man that's trying to like meet up with me. Don't try to meet up with me at a park or at a
totally
library.
Different. Why not?
Because
meet
it's
me
like,
at the park. Meet me at the library.
This is how I felt.
Okay.
I felt like he was trying to tell me, okay, let's meet up. Let me meet up with you to see if you're as cute as you are in your pictures, right?
Okay,
so
that's superficial.
So that means you're trying to meet me. You're trying to meet up with me to try to validate me, to try to make me feel like, am I pretty enough for you? Now, first of all, no man can validate me, because I'm already secure in myself. So you can't meet up with me and tell me if I'm pretty enough for you.
Okay, well,
you know, that's insulting.
Yeah, but let me tell you something.
You know what I mean?
This is what I've learned. An old wise man once told me, you'll spend more time at home than you'll spend in a restaurant. So don't build your relationship in a restaurant or the movies. So you know what? Build from the inside out. If this is somebody that you're really wanting to be with, wise man once told me, well, that's the other thing. I'm ready to build a nest, honey. I'm ready to build with somebody.
But I feel like it's different when somebody wants you versus if you want them. Now, if both of you guys are interested in the same goals, right? Then that's different. Then you guys can, and I don't mind meeting the guy. If I like a guy and I feel like, hey, we can do the library, we can do the park. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's a way for us to sit down.
How do you, I mean, men have bills too, and I'm not taking up for the guys. I'm just saying men have bills. If I was a guy, I have a son, and I'm like, okay, I have a son too. Right. Well, he's little. My son is dating.
True. I give you that. Dating. However, what I'm saying is, I don't want my son to be the kind of guy who thinks he's about to be jumping in girls' DMs and then trying to be like one of those kind of guys like, oh, let me come at your house and chill. Let me lay with you at your house.
Oh,
like, no,
and dog,
because
that's what
not what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I know you're not saying that, but when you allow a dude to do certain things, he starts going a little further. You get him an inch, you take him out.
Oh well.
You know what I mean? And so you just kind of got to be careful with what kind of doors you open too early with dudes. That's what I'm saying.
I feel that 100%. Me having a daughter, it makes it even more difficult because I'm not letting anybody around my daughter or my son. And you have daughters as well. But I'm like, he would run out of money if he had to date in LA and take these girls and buy them Prada and buy them this, that, and the other. You know, what are you coming to the table with? And with a mama like me, I'm a hardworking single parent. So I know for a fact that, dinner, yes.
And I know you're old school. Right, yeah. But I'm old school too.
Okay,
I think we're a different type of old school.
Okay.
The kind of
I don't know what I am. Let me say that because I'm trying to do something that I've never done before, so I can get something that I've never had before.
And that's right. And I like that. But without excusing the men, I'm just saying that if you don't make them have some sort of standard for you. Because respect is the minimum that they have to give you, right? But then like it could be to a point where like you're giving, and they don't want to give you reciprocity, right? So then you walking around like, oh, I wanted to give him this and I didn't want to make him feel like, because it's like I feel like a lot of guys try to make you prove stuff to them, like prove that you're pretty enough, prove that you're smart enough, prove that you're not broke. What I got to prove to you? I'm an independent woman. I got my own everything. So if I'm hungry and you ain't buying, I'm not gonna starve. Because I got my own money.
Right.
If you can't pick me up or buy me a car, I got my own money. I'm going to drive. I'm not catching a bus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you can't pay my light bill, my light's still gonna be on.
Right.
Because I got my own shit. But that don't mean that you get to come in because I'm independent. I take care of myself and do nothing.
Right.
And that's the problem with men. They want to do absolutely nothing.
And that's not all men.
Not all men. Not all men. But a
Sam,
mass majority.
That's his name. His name is not Sam, but his name is Sam.
But he's Sam tonight.
He's Sam tonight, honey. Sam is an old school man, but like I'm still saying, you know, I didn't feel like, Lord, kill him because he hurt me, because he didn't hurt me. He showed me a glimpse of what I would like to have.
Absolutely.
So he gave me a glimpse of what I want. So everybody that's coming behind Sam, you just have to step it up and, you know, just say, I'm not comparing. One thing I did say.
So you feel like even though he ghosted you, he gave you a good experience that you can carry over to the next.
And because there was no sex involved, I don't feel violated.
That's good.
Oh, see what I'm saying? Ladies, because I didn't give a big chunk of me taking a chance. My vagina is not Russian roulette. Let's play you know, a dice and see if I strike seven or whatever. And then, you know, a lot of times we come up with snake eyes, but you know, I for one have practiced abstinence for a very, very long time. Now, you know, I have, and to me that's safe. I feel like, you know, when you leave, you ain't take nothing, especially you ain't take nothing precious.
Right.
You know, because you a thief. You came to rob, steal, and destroy, you devil.
If he took your heart, that's something precious.
Oh, that's something precious right there, all on its own.
And I practiced the same thing. You know, I was abstinent for a really long time, for years. And then, like, the guy that I date, it's like, you know, when I linked up with him, it's like, the thing was, we have chemistry mentally.
Oh, that's awesome.
We have good conversations, and we're compatible, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, even though we don't have anything deeper than, like, we're not trying to get married or be in a relationship like that, you know?
Okay.
But he's such a nice guy.
What's the purpose of dating?
I mean, right now I'm not, can I say this? I'm open. So if I fall in love, or somebody fall in love with me, and it's supposed to happen, I'm allowing it to happen.
Okay.
Whereas before in the past, I was just like, no, I don't want love. Get away from me. I don't want that.
Now, do you say that stems from the hurt that you had from other relationships? Would you agree with that?
I think that's from, like, just my experiences, you know, with men, like, playing games and lying and just all the BS that come with certain men that I've dealt with. Because I'm not saying every man is definitely not alike. Because I know some awesome, some amazing guys, actually. Okay. I know a couple guys that actually are at the barbershop where my son gets his haircut at. Like, some of those guys, they're
amazing,
absolute gentlemen, and they have daughters, and they treat their kids so wonderful. And they, you know, it's like they're so it's people I know that are guys I know that are married. They treat their wives with the utmost respect. Mm-hmm. They love them. They cater to them. Mm-hmm. And so every man is not the same. Okay, I'm not saying that, but there's a mass majority. Okay, who are alike. Okay, mm-hmm. And they even have some of the older guys who are trying to adapt to the younger ways of the new generation. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so this whole ghosting thing, like, men probably been doing it before they called it something else, you know, back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Just disappeared.
Yeah, a lot of guys just kind of like to smash and dash. Like, they like to come in, smash and dash.
Ridiculous.
And, you know what I mean? And so, like, it's really what you allow. You know what I'm saying? So, like what the guy was saying about a couple years ago, like, we were friends. The thing that killed me about it was we were friends. We were friends for, like, a while, like a couple years. And then when he ghosted me, I was just like, I thought it was the weirdest thing. I was like,
that's what happens when you give up because you give up the cookie and it just changes the relationship.
He gave up the cookie because that's how it felt. Like,
he gave up the cookie.
I felt like he gave it up because it was like,
okay,
I didn't feel like I lost anything with it. I just felt like
sometimes it's like that, but I know that it is. I don't know.
It was just a waste
of time.
A waste of time.
Going back to last week.
It was a waste of 2 minutes. I could have said that.
Wasted 2 minutes.
I could have wrote a poem or
something creative,
you know,
a painting or something. I'm not trying to bash you guys or anything. So I don't want any hate mail. I don't want nobody in my
DMs. I'm trying to bash man, but I mean, at the same time, it's like we're just speaking from a place of our experience,
of
you know.
Truth.
And I'm not trying to say every man is bad because that's just not the truth. And you know, I feel like our black men are kings.
Oh yeah.
And once a lot of our men step into, like, who they're supposed to be, they're going to be better men for their black queens. You know what I'm saying? But until they adapt and they understand who they are, you know, first, they're going to keep playing the little games and all the other BS. And I know a lot of guys are young, too. They have an age kind of like ain't nothing but a number two, because it's like I know some guys that are younger who are more mature than the older guys.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
It's so, you know, everything is a case by case scenario, and
absolutely.
We running out of time, and we didn't get to talk about any of the other subjects that we really wanted to talk about, because this ghosting thing just got real good, really, really good. If you have any questions, please, you know, DM me with some questions.
Right, and also leave in the comments below if you want us to talk about something else for next time, like other topics that you guys want to kind of talk about and touch on. And we learn how to like let people join the live. We can like let people join in and like kind of like tell their story.
On the phone, people can join in on the phone. They tried to join in on the phone over here. I thank you. I'm looking to the side, people. I'm not just not paying attention to you. I'm looking to the side because we're also on Instagram. And this is new. This is episode 2. We'll do another episode next week. I wanted to tell you a little bit of what's going on. We're doing a casting really quickly, sometime mid-October for a social, a docuseries, would you say, Ashana? It's a docuseries that we're doing coming up. So we're looking for some characters to be a part of that. If you're interested in volunteering, if you're interested in doing locations, or if you're even interested in acting, hit us below, because we want to do that for next week. And we said, I got to say something from last week. We said that we were going to do the comedy show. We decided to put the comedy show off and go straight to doing the actual movie. So it's a mini movie, and we'll be shopping this deal. We're looking for people to help us out. Anything you want to mention?
I also want to throw in a few plugs real quick. If you guys need photos, photo shoots, business cards, flyers, and like that, hit up my sister at Cheetah Print Productions. You can follow her on Instagram. You can follow her on Facebook. Okay, guys. Also, I am a writer as well, and I write poetry. I write many movies.
And what's your name?
My name is Marquita Carter, but y'all can find me on Instagram as Novocain Carter. Okay, guys, and my company is Distorted Visions Entertainment.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I can't wait to see y'all next week. We're gonna talk about some good stuff.
We surely will. We surely will. Yeah.
And we also want to start getting people to submit letters. So if you have a letter,
the crawfish tales. That's what I'm calling it. Crawfish tales.
We'll have a segment for that where we read off the letter and kind of like, you know, let people hear a story. Exactly. Then let people come in and like in the comments and like kind of give their advice and their opinion.
Want to hear other people's advice of what's going on. I would consider myself to be very, very, very conservative, but I wouldn't give you any answers that I would not give to myself, my daughters, my friends. I'm just going to be totally 100% honest. I'm conservative. I'm breaking out my little conservative.
I'm definitely not. I would say I'm definitely not conservative, and I'm very, very honest. And I'm kind of like I'm a sort of a wild card, and I'm super, super honest. So if you don't want complete honesty, don't ask me. But I'm gonna tell you exactly how you put that letter on him. Exactly how I feel. I like to be totally honest, because I feel like a real friend tells you the truth, right?
Exactly.
So that's kind of how I am.
A lot of people don't want to hear the truth.
They don't.
Hey, we're gonna give you the truth. We're gonna have, you know, it's gonna get better. This is just episode 2. Absolutely. I'm so glad that you came out tonight to join. This was awesome. I got to talk about some things. I got some comments over here. And you know, we have several different views. I wish Ashana was on here. Hey, sister, you are hearting us up. Come on to the balcony and come on and talk about some of these good old love life and lies. So I'll throw out some politics. Impeach Trump.
Okay. I'm so happy that Amber Geyer was guilty.
Come on.
Because it's like, come on, y'all saw them fake ass tears.
She killed somebody. How you don't know where you live? My house doesn't look like, I don't care if I did live in an apartment. My house doesn't look like anybody else's.
Your welcome mat, your furniture, anything.
Nothing.
And here's another thing too.
That boy was in there smoking
she had some racist text messages. So she had some racist text messages that were submitted into court, saying how she was like, you know, talking about black people just being like mad racist, like, I'm racist anyway, and stuff like that. So they put that in there. So it's like, you know, you got to think about these police. They get away with so much shit. They have so much power. They have so much power. So it's like
they really don't. I just think that we're not doing enough about it. Because guess what? They wouldn't come in the neighborhoods if our black men would be more like the Black Panthers, and the Black Panthers was just to protect them.
Don't you think that
from
we should
us.
have our own people police in our neighborhoods though?
Of
Like, don't
course,
we
that's
should have
how it
black
was.
police?
That's how it was.
Yeah.
But not black police that's not for us, that look like us,
That's
not for us.
That's for
But
us.
that's for the community
Yeah.
that live in the community. How about that? How about
Absolutely.
that? Black policemen that live in our community, around our community, and not coming from Slidell, Kenner, or whatever,
Right.
because you're not vested. So why don't you want to live around the people that you police? Because you're dirty?
Right. Exactly.
I lived around the children that I schooled.
Exactly.
Why? And I've become friends with a lot. As a matter of fact, how did I meet you? See?
She was my son's teacher.
Exactly. So
absolutely.
that's, in my day, going to a whole nother section, but in my day, you lived in the community, and the community took care of the kids that was in the community.
Yeah.
And we don't have that anymore in our community. So, man, it's ridiculous.
Absolutely.
So,
and if we had our communities like, okay, we got a lot of black people that's coming in that already looks at us like criminals. So they're already like prejudging you by just how you look, like you're black. Oh, she probably ghetto. She probably got all kind of dudes coming in our house. Exactly. They look at a guy, oh, his pants off his butt. He probably sell drugs. He probably killing people. So they're already putting you in a little box, like a criminal box, right? Right. So, and that's why we have so many of our young men in prison now. For like even the smaller thing, like they're legalizing marijuana, and like all these white people are benefiting from it. Exactly. They're becoming millionaires from it. And all those men, all those young boys were sitting in prison for 10, 20, 30 years. Exactly. Behind having some marijuana that everybody's smoking freely. Everybody. And they even have stocks in it, because I have stocks. I do have, we bought some Black Mama Tea and Cafe. Yeah, and
she has her own stuff.
I have a couple other stocks though in the marijuana industry.
So do I.
So it's like everybody's making money off of it, and people are sitting in prison for years behind some marijuana.
Yes, if anybody out there knows how to get us some licensing for when it does come down for Louisiana, hit me up. I would be more than happy to talk to you. But like I said, we went over our time. We're over our time, and this is New Orleans, so somebody down there is shaking and baking down there. Somebody popping and locking and dropping it like it's hot. I was thinking that it was the actual. Is it a bus, or that's just my new neighbors? Because we don't have that kind of stuff in this here neighborhood, but I don't know where it's coming from. But anyway, my name is Rosanna Eisen. It has been wonderful. I'm also starting my acting classes.
And I'm Marquita, guys, and I'm also writing films, things like that. So I'll be, linking with Rosanna. We're gonna be doing some real cool projects, and just like getting out there. And, hey, we got a whole lot of fire,
Yes,
a whole lot of fire.
What's my handle? My handles are Ice and Axe at Facebook, and Ice and
Axe on Instagram.
So
absolutely,
we're doing some big things, people. More to come.
Don't forget at Cheetah Print Productions for all of your videography, photographic needs, business cards, things like that. Holler at my boy D, the Good Barber, for if you need a fresh cut, whatever. If you need a fresh cut.
Hey,
and
they better be following these pages if we're giving them some shouts out. They need to be following these pages. If you need headshots, contact Cassidy Captures.
Yeah,
my baby.
Holla.
16 years old. Got the front cover for a sports magazine. Did you see that?
That's dope.
That was awesome. So more power to you.
And shout out to my daughter Kiora. Congratulations for being student ambassador and for being on student council.
So
you
smart.
won today. Oh my gosh, she won student council today. She was so excited.
She's so smart.
Yeah.
Man,
shout out to Key Money. My daughter Key Money is actually a writer. They have their own show. Shout out to Kiki Productions. You guys can follow that on YouTube and on Instagram. Kiki Production, QUI Productions. Okay, on Instagram and on YouTube. Shout out to handsome Zaria Kira. You
can't just do one without doing the
absolutely.
All right, guys. We've had a
wonderful time, guys.
On love, lives, and life. Peace.
And hopefully next time all the ladies can be here.
Yeah,
so we can all do it. Drop in our opinions, you know what I'm saying? Because we're all very different, versatile with our opinions and how we feel. So it's gonna be real interesting. Yeah, I enjoyed myself. Yeah, thank you. All right, y'all. Good night. Peace. Good night. Oh, that was fun.